15 straight times, incredibly, going back to 2020 here tonight.
Yeah, and including 8 straight here in Houston, one of the premier offensive rebounding teams in the NBA.
Here's Kuminga off of
defensively.
Jabari Smith Jr. on his first take. And so Houston comes up empty on that trip. It was interesting to listen to Steve Kerr, still tinkering with the starting lineups, his rotations in general, as Kuminga, full head of steam, taking contact, and a chance at 3.
Quickly in this series thus far against Houston, the first 2 games of the season, averaging 28 against the Rockets, and obviously doing most of his damage.
3 points in that win Thursday night last week against Houston, including that big basket late. Good ball movement by the Rockets. Get it out to Van Vliet, who's going to get him reset. Shot clock at 4. Van Vliet finds a spot and hits. A defense, Grant, that continues to be top 5 in the NBA in defensive rating entering this game tonight. And another Golden State turnover there.
Jerry Stackhouse on the bench. My former teammate is the defensive coordinator for this Golden State ball club. They've done a fantastic job this season on that end.
It looked like this would be a turnover. Jalen Green was out of bounds. True TV and Max, a first of its kind alternative viewing experience. The NBA 2K25 DataCast features 2K shot meter, badges, locker codes, and more. Check it out tonight.
Right up against this defense of Houston.
Second straight start for Draymond Green. That's been the other part of this lineup shuffle by Steve Kerr of late. Grant, they really want Kuminga to be a part of the starting lineup. Boy, what a finish. Buddy Hield has usually been a reserve. Top
downhill off the bounce, not something we're accustomed to seeing from him.
This is Smith lighting up the layup from deep. Smith, 3rd year in the league, as he enters tonight, just over 11 points per game. This is Payton from the corner. Misses badly. Van Vliet against Kuminga. That foot speed, a step back from the corner, no. And Golden State looking to push. Steph Curry coming in off his 30-point game in Golden State's last game on Sunday. An 8-point win over Minnesota. Draymond Green from deep. And then its last touch under. You know Steve a little bit, right?
Let's get some time with him.
Beautiful corner pocket 3 by. I asked him if you were a tough boss to work for, and you didn't. Knowing Steve in true Steve Kerr fashion, just had nice things to say. This is Şengün, nice little reverse finish. Boy, but look at Payton beating everyone down the floor.
And Ime Udoka not happy. Transition defense is a point of emphasis. An easy 2 to Gary Payton II.
Rockets enter the night, number 3 scoring defensive team in the NBA, and number 2 in defensive rating. Jabari Smith Jr. calling his own number here at the start.
6'10" with a high release point.
Curry weaving through traffic, going to get him reset into the corner for Kuminga. Kuminga's going to fire from 3, a little bit short, and the weak side rebound. Rockets beginning the night 16-8, number 3 team in the West, as this is a strip.
Attempts every possession. They give themselves a chance, and they can get their defense set up.
This is Kuminga, corner 3. Feistiness, Grant. We know what's on the line tonight. The winner in this game, each player on the winning team in this game is going to go home with just over $100,000 in prize money, and that number only grows the further you go in this NBA Cup.
What about the announcers?
Nothing for the announcers. A little bit of a $50 stipend for the announcers, but if you own your own plane, I was told that you don't qualify. Buddy Hield on the attack. Green backdoor to Hield. Good ball movement. This is Kuminga. And the Rockets looking to push. Up the floor comes Green. As we come up on the midway point of this first quarter here in Houston. Green's going to get it to Dylan Brooks. Some of the veteran experience that they brought in last year to try to help one of the youngest teams in the NBA. Şengün, beautiful. Şengün last year, 21 points as his continued ascension One of the big headlines for this Rockets team over the last year plus. 4-4 entering this one tonight. 10-3 with Kuminga coming off the bench this season, but clearly the plan they're doing down the stretch of the season.
Well, it's interesting too because he's playing more at the 4 position as opposed to a small forward position. And that's why Draymond Green starting at the 5, and they've been able to bring Looney off the bench, who's been great with his interior defense this year.
Shot clock down to 1, so Van Vliet had to work quickly. Golden State coming up empty. Both teams start to go into their benches for the first time. Lindy Waters on the floor for the first time. As is Brandon Podziemski. Buddy Hield misfiring from 3, and the rebound corralled by Brooks. This is Smith. Boy, what a start for him.
Last 10 days ago, he shot the ball very well. And Kuminga, that's where he's at his best. Getting.
Kuminga comes up empty at the line, so all tied at 15. Defended by Waters, who has quickly found a home in Steve Kerr's rotation this season. Boy, what a shot. Dillon Brooks.
57% from the field, and he's been deadly behind the arc, shooting 63% on three-pointers in NBA Cup games.
Second year with Houston for Brooks. Remember, they got him last year, the big 4-year free agent contract to bring some much-needed veteran help to this young Houston team. 19 points in their win Sunday in LA against the Clippers. Shot clock at 2. Kuminga nearly coughs it up, has to fire it deep. Turnaround 3. And that's a shot clock violation, an ugly trip for Golden State.
Shot clock violation.
Three-pointer from Brooks won't go. You saw Udoka on the sideline. Just amazing to see him, how quickly he put his imprint, Grant, on his Houston team last year. Going from 22 wins 2 years ago to 41 wins last year as Buddy Hield misses.
Elite level this season.
Here's Amen Thompson. Boy, what talent this kid has in his toolbox. Misses on his first take. And up the floor comes Kuminga. 3-point Rockets lead. Poked away by Kuminga. Boy, the sloppiness continues from Golden State against this stingy Houston defense. Rockets going to reset to Van Vliet as we hit the 3-minute mark left in the quarter. Van Vliet finds his spot. And Looney corrals for the Warriors.
And led the turnovers. See if they can get a good shot attempt.
This is Podziemski, no. And the rebound. Smith going to get him reset to Van Vliet. Smith backdoor. Looney blanketing defense against Eason. This is Van Vliet. Misses badly underneath, and Looney clears for the Warriors. Where both teams really struggling now.
They have nearly reached the amount they got in the previous years before head coach Ime Udoka joined. I asked him specifically, what did he do to start things off when he joined this team a year ago? He said he hit it hard from the very beginning. He talked about the win totals from those previous 3 seasons, 19, 20, and 22. He said everything they do is competitive in practice with shooting games.
A new direction. You bring in those veteran pieces, Grant, and as he mentioned, we just heard the report from Stephanie Podziemski, little mid-range floater in and out. Defense and rebound, that we knew those were the 2 things that we could control from day one, and that thing has just taken off as this team to reach new heights.
And you got to give them credit because with a young group, getting them to commit to playing defense and playing hard is not always easy. This Rockets team is certainly doing that, and right now we're seeing why these are elite defensive teams, because the offense on both sides struggling here in this first quarter.
Steph Curry. Looking back in the direction of Bill Kennedy. And now a little bit of a clock issue, so they are going to put a couple of seconds back on the clock, and now exactly 1 minute left in this first quarter. For this Houston franchise in his career. Aaron Holiday left open, misfires from deep. Rockets crash the offensive glass. They get it to Van Vliet, but they just can't buy one from deep. Thompson knocks it out.
All order there, trying to contain Mr. Curry. Although right now, Fred Van Vliet guarding him.
Kyle Anderson is checked into the game, working on Holiday.
Both teams guarding the three-point line very well here on the defensive end, and another unforced.
But they're actually a little better this season. They're top half of the NBA in terms of taking care of the basketball, but it's been an ugly start here in this first quarter. Their 7th giveaway as Thompson is bumped. Warriors had one to give as well, so NBA Finals. A run that ended in heartache for the Celtics. Boy, beautiful drive and finish by Eason. He was in the concussion protocol. This is Podziemski from deep, and that's going to get us to the end of the first quarter here in Houston.